When we reached Polizu, the mayor of the village begged us to slay a monster in a nearby cave. His plea was so sincere and his face was so sad that I had to agree. I guess we're off to kill a monster. Hikaru agreed to kill a giant monster in a cave near Polizu. I wonder if we really have the time to do something that risky. I thought we were supposed to be headed for the sea to find the first machine. But that's wishful thinking because Hikaru always gets her way.
I believe the best way to increase our mind power and the strength of our weapons is to help those in trouble. Hikaru obviously feels the same way because she's volunteered to help the people of Polizu.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Magic Knight Rayearth. Welcome to the Tempting Cave. Pretty much our first dungeon. Where we're really able to actually unleash our magic potential. It makes fighting a lot easier, especially if you're able to get enemies clustered together. You can get rid of a lot of enemies really quickly. One thing I will say right off the bat with this dungeon is that the music for it is a bit silly. Sometimes doesn't fit the mood. It's more of a half and half than anything. This magician, though, is probably more interesting of the enemies because he does run off. Otherwise, we have these guys. That's not good. But the reason why we're in here is because Lukino apparently keep calling him Lukino. Is Lukino ran into here. I wonder if Clef has anything to say. All we're really trying to do right now is just put the people's mind at ease. They're all fearful right now because of the monsters around the village, presumably coming from here. The pep talks are always helpful. Clef actually did point out in his last consultation that fear also helps monsters manifest themselves. The will of the mind is a very powerful thing in this world. Something useful too. Lock pushing. But also, if you're able to get a running start, and in terms by running, which is a weird thing in order to pull off because you do have to be moving in a specific direction for long enough and then you're able to go by speed, then you're able to jump a longer way than just by slowly walking. Sometimes enemies also drop larger gems. Usually they'll drop small gems, which are worth 1, or bigger gems, which are worth 10. But in the case of the biggest ones, there's large gems, which are worth 50. So it's like small, medium, large. Pretty self-explanatory. Go away! Magic! The enemy's not looking so hot. Alright. Hey, there he is! Lukino, what are you doing? Squash you! Just kinda wanna help. Don't have to keep running off. Now, in terms of what that adventurer was talking about back in Polizu Village, charging up attacks. It's almost makes the combat a lot easier if you're willing to take the time in order to charge up, because it makes your attacks look a lot more flashy, and in some cases, a lot better. We'll have to get more enemies in order to figure that out, but right now there's 5 entrances that we're able to do. One of them is correct. The others lead to either roundabout ways, and some lead to treasure. Let's try number 5. And also wind gusts. Except I like this one because it kind of just, like, makes them, like, freeze in place like Fu does. So if I switch, I can look at all of their stun animations all on their own, like Umi's. Wah! And then she just kind of floats there, forever. Anyway, charge attacks. In terms of Hikaru's charge attack, if I could stop bumping into enemies, it more or less gives you more damage, more than anything. A little bit more reach as well. I'm looking for the treasure now, but that's not good. There's the treasure. I need another teleporter. Umi's charge attack really just helps with her reach more than anything. In terms of her attack power, she's actually the strongest at this point. Because there's some enemies where it takes about 3 hits to kill with Fu, and sometimes it's the same case with Hikaru, but usually with Umi it takes 2. However, it's with Fu that her charge attack is probably the best one because it makes 3 arrows come out at the same time, and it also has a little bit of homing to it. So you can get kind of really well off if you keep using Umi as your playable character. And here's a free health potion. Definitely helps to keep stocked up. Especially when you can take all 3 out in one shot. That is incredibly handy. And sometimes I really don't want to use it all that much. Especially when it can hit from behind. That is crazy, actually. I didn't think I was able to do that well with it. Yeah, that last teleporter is going to bring us all the way back to the beginning, which, depending on how well you're doing, or if you ever wanted to go back to the village mid-dungeon, that's pretty much how you're able to do it. Jeez, that homing is actually really ridiculous. More than I thought it was. How did you even stop the wind for this tunnel? Just with the shovel? Ah, I got... That's terrible. Okay. But yes, here's where Clef's sage advice comes into play. Pushing blocks. We only have one, but we have another to stand on. Luckily it stays open if you just press both and don't keep them there. Then we have this. This is strange. Let's forget it. Or not. Jeez, you know how to teleport? We do know it's dangerous. We're here because of the mayor, and because you're running off. Looks like a fun ball. Yeah. Well, if you put it that way, yeah, it's a little bit more dangerous. Now, if a ball doesn't bounce, you should run away from it. Alright. We still can't get through because of this barrier. He has a lot in his arsenal if it's the case of Lukino making this, because that means he has a shovel, hammer, and nails, and plenty of wood at his disposal. Thankfully, he gave us the thing that we're actually able to use. Nice steel ball of rolling death! Excellent. Don't know where the ball went, but not really interested in that part. Just don't need to worry about those caterpillars anyways. Fortunately. Be so forward. And... Hooah! I'm gonna be careful with Foo now. A little bit more careful than I need to. This path just goes to those 4 blocks that you're unable to move, so pretty much making that screen useless because you can't use it as a shortcut or anything. Our real place that we have to go is down there. Curses! I hate children as much as I bite purple fingernails. Oh my goodness, your fingernails are ridiculous. Who manicures your hands, man? Probably your wife. I am putting my foot in the sand. If there was sand. Just to make a line with my magic. 5th? Oh dear. Ugh. Oh! Okay. Well, you're far more resilient than I thought you were gonna be. Now, when he's talking about a 5th block, it does kind of look like it should be down here, but we're still blocked off. Doesn't really matter, though, because you just push one out of the way and then you're good to go. Sometimes I don't like the jumping because even though you jump, you kind of do a couple steps forward once you land, so it's not like pinpoint accuracy and then you're good. Oh, hey, man, you don't telefrag into me. Dude, man. There we go. What was that noise? That was the game, not me. Hey, dude! What the heck? Okay, you're an old man, you're a magician, you're weird beyond disbelief. But hey, don't take my healing water. And now I get to demote you to creepy old man. That is probably the worst line of any game that I've heard in a very long time. That's how far my standards go. So unfortunately, we were able to actually heal here. But now we can't because he bounced off. I'm an idiot. But we do have this here. It's another health jewel. Heart jewel. It's health. Now here's one thing I can actually show off because we're kind of in poor health. I can just give this to anybody, but in terms of... let's give it to Foo, actually. Just show off what a heart jewel is able to do once we are not at max health. It heals us completely, so if you're in a position where you're far away from a health fountain or Foo is low on MP and can't use her healing wind, finding a heart jewel is actually good in a pinch. Oh dear, what is happening? Uh-oh. No! Moving platforms in this game is kind of a little bit of a weird thing for me specifically. It's kind of a little weird. Especially when they're able to hover like magic. I want your magic. Easy now. Yeah, another thing about these guys is that they charge ridiculous. They're kind of ridiculous. Get down. Go away. Thank you. Take that! There we go. At least he gives out a full heal. Well, large heal anyways. we have a mirror? Yes, you two do your dance. Goodness. Some of the pathfinding is just completely ridiculous. What in particular does the mirror do? Fu is secretly clef. Except not. In some cases, when Makona doesn't want to show up and beam magic projector screen, mirrors are in place. Now we have a new spell for Fu. It's about time she was able to get offensive with her abilities. So you can kind of see over here, now she has her second magic, Green Squall. If we wanted, we can just manually switch it over to this whenever we want. But just on the regular screen, if we press the Z button, we're able to just switch between our magic on the fly, which is also very handy. Let's show this off, actually. Whoa! Where'd he go? Oh, he went all the way over there. To a place that I can't get to. Man. Go away. I can't get that. Yeah, so blowing away enemies with the green squalls is a little bit, difficult to wield sometimes. And now it's time to do the hoedown! Looks like from here he has a smirk on his face. Maybe it's because of the giant fan he has. Look at me, I'm brilliant! This is what I've been reading books all day for. I guess it's hardly magic, is it? Yes, I'm brilliant. Yeah, it's a fan. Apparently it's a really powerful fan, or he just has really good arms, because he can't do anything about it. Let's combat that. Screw off, buddy. Yeah, okay. So what would have happened if we actually didn't have any magic in order to use the squall? Well, we would have to actually go back and fight some enemies, and hopefully they would drop a mana thing. Also, our mana does come back slowly, because we just got one pellet back, which is interesting. Never seen that actually happen before. Another large gem. Good. More money. And if we wanted, we could actually push the blocks back and use the teleporter to go back to the beginning of the dungeon if we wanted to, but it's not really necessary. Especially when there's another healing fountain over here that he hasn't drank. I guess he's had his daily intake of water. Well, all he had to do was say he didn't need help. That's all. Or maybe you do. Yeah. Stupid. Oh man, okay. Yeah, he's freaked out. Something in the next room is not good. Yeah, definitely. Now we can actually use a healing fountain and fully heal ourselves up. So whatever is going to be on the other side of that door, we're definitely able to take care of it. Let's go! Oh dear. Okay, so say hello to Arachnadia. Or Spider Queen, pretty much here. She's a relatively easy boss if you don't move a whole lot. When she begins scuttering, you actually have to follow her and be underneath her. It's pretty much the only time that you need to actually be there. Other times you want to avoid her as much as possible and try and stay away from her legs. Because, if you, well, avoid her legs, then you don't take any damage. So there's a pretty easy pattern to her for being the first boss of this game. If you want, you can also use magic. It'll do a little bit more damage, I think, but not so much. And Fu is not really the best way of taking care of it, so I usually leave it up to Hikaru or Umi. Ah! Otherwise, it's a pretty simple boss once you figure out the pattern. Stay away from its legs, and once it scutters away, try and be underneath her. If you don't, you just have to get far away enough for the spacing in her kind of circular blast to get out of the way. The only way of hitting her above is through magic, so if you're wanting to just like take a couple of free hits on her, because you only have just so much magic in order to throw at her, then you can do that. It's like there's a hidden Z-axis, in terms of, or Y-axis anyways, in terms of fighting her. There we go. It's kind of a shame that you can only do one thing of damage to her at a time, because she flickers for so long. And sometimes that happens. When you really get her ticked off and she's close to death, then she starts scuttling really quickly, so you don't know whether or not she's going to be going back to her one position in order to do her circular thing like this, or it's a fake out. There we go! Take it down, Fu. Bam. Threatened from the village and then threatened by us? Well, your heart is in the right place. We're trying to fix things. It's like a jury is right outside. Well, that's certainly forward of you, Hikaru. This is what happens when you don't think before you act. And this is a little bit of a mixed bag right now on whether or not it's actually going to... what Hikaru did really helped. And that's true. If he certainly changed his ways based on this event, then he'll just try harder. Be the person they want him to be. And he's done good. And hopefully he'll continue to do good. And with that, we get a little bit stronger. Everybody else got another pellet of HP and MP. But Hikaru, on the other hand, increased her weapon. It's now level 2. Just her, though. Oh well, there'll probably be other avenues that we're able to take to upgrade the rest of them. But for now, we're just one step closer, which is good. But it is kind of an important thing to note is whether or not doing that and giving Lukino all the praise for our deeds is really the good thing. Certainly everything is now more peaceful. But is it right? Maybe we actually settled his ego a little bit. But not everybody's ego is settled here, of course. Well, maybe you should have taken care of a giant spider. How about that? But now that everybody's not really fearing anything, this should actually help. Somewhat. Well, at least you're... and this person is also not screaming anymore. It takes a little bit of damper on because, of course, Lukino gets all the credit and the Magic Knights are here and nobody wants to do anything... wants anything to do with us. What's the problem with that? You never know what you're gonna get. This lady still knows the big picture, though. We've only stopped the small area of what is really going on, but it's a temporary fix, not a permanent one. If we don't rescue Princess Emerald and have her really turn everything around, Sephiroth is going to play dearly and just cause even more fear into the world. What does this kid downstairs actually have to say? Oh, well, he changed his mind about Lukino. And then a slap in the face to us. Great. Screw you then. Just gonna be off getting cool stuff. You sit down here with your books. Nerd. Well, that's good to see. It's good to have a chief who is wise. And sometimes it's also good to have feisty older women. Speaking of Lukino, let's see what he actually thinks about this whole endeavor. Good. Looks like it actually did work. He has an endeavor. He has motivation. And he's a better person for it. And it's a good, heartwarming ending to this whole thing. Really seeing that character development really has changed. And that this village will be better off for it. Except for this guy. Screw this guy. An emerald should be here in order to comfort everybody. It'll make pretty much the world good again. But that won't be for a long time. But we have things to do. The goblins? Who were the goblins? Those guys in the cave? Well, anyway, we're able to pass now because our work relatively is done in Polizu. It's good to see people change, work for the better, see everything just a little bit better overall. Anything new to say, Clef? We'll try our best. We'll do it as we keep going, because next time, we're heading closer to the sea. See you next time, everyone.